Hello everyone, welcome back again to another show of Women Who Inspire. And in today's show, we have Demelza with us. Demelza is an artist and an online course creation coach with specialized skills in film and video production. She has over 20 years of experience in video production. So, hi Demelza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great. So, Demelza, please tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, as you mentioned, I have a lot of experience in film and video. I actually started this when I was a teenager. I was homeschooled and I was able to enter into competitions with the homeschooling side of things, and I won video competitions both internationally, in the European section and also in America. And that kind of spurred me on to thinking maybe this is something that I could actually pursue. And so I left the UK, went to study in America to get my bachelor's in film and video production. And after that, I traveled as a missionary doing videos all over Europe and had a good time doing that. And then when I got to around 30, basically, my health declined. I have an underlying health condition. And that meant that I then had to find a way to work from home because I couldn't cope with being traipsing around everywhere and even just being able to commit to being able to work for somebody else because my health was so variable. So I needed to find a way that I could work from home. And in the process, I came across online courses, and it didn't click right away because I think for often we don't necessarily see ourselves as an expert in something or something that we could teach other people. But through the process, I actually came up with the idea that I could actually help other online course creators with video, which was something I was good at, or I'm good at, and that I could help, course creators to produce better quality videos and connect better with their audience ultimately as well.
Thank you, Demelza. First of all, we are so blessed to have someone who is so professional, and I'm sure our audience will get a chance to learn a lot from you, not only from this video but also from your YouTube. And second thing is, I feel it's really inspiring for someone like you who had been into a difficult situation and then to come out of it by ensuring that whatever resources we have available in life, we make the most of it and then do the best we can. And I think that sends a beautiful message across everyone, to be honest. And I believe in that because you will never going to get the perfect situation and perfect resources. So, whatever you have available in life, we should just use that and make the most of it. So you are the perfect example. So thank you for sharing your beautiful story on that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So what is the most interesting work you've done so far in the current field?
Well, I think the most interesting in terms of video production was my trip around Europe. I literally took my little UK car onto the European side of the road and travelled literally from Holland, Germany, down to Rome was as far as I went. Driving through Rome was pretty crazy. And I think there were only a couple of countries in Europe that I didn't visit during that travel. And it was just really eye-opening just to get a different taste of the different cultures and different approaches to life and all of that kind of thing. That was a really good experience. In terms of what I'm doing now in course creation, I think the biggest thing for me is just connecting with people that are have expertise in different areas that I can learn from and that I can maybe contribute to them or they can contribute to me. We can do collaborations like we're doing right now, and just being able to connect and network with people that when you're working from home it can be quite isolating because you're just home at your computer. And I think it's really important just to be able to connect with other people in the online space if you can.
I think in the year 2014, I used to work for 3 UK Mobile, and I won a really, really exclusive paid trip to London. So I have been to London. I really enjoyed it. We were treated like a celebrity out there. I've been to London Eye and then Thames Rocket. We went to different places in London. So I think it was a beautiful journey. It was a beautiful experience, a beautiful city. So yeah, so that was fun.
I think when you can get a chance to travel, it's really helpful just to open up your eyes to what else is out there and just the way different people live, and that different isn't wrong. It's just different, and to be able to appreciate those differences.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with you. All right. So with that, could you tell us a little bit about what is the importance of online course creation, online content creation? Could you share some of the best practices as you already are an expert in this field?
Well, I think obviously a lot of people are going into the online space, especially as a result of COVID. And I think it's really wise to take advantage of this opportunity, because if you've got an expertise that you can share with someone else, this is an opportunity to share that with a whole lot more people than you could in your context of a live situation, for example. So that's not to say that a live situation, events and things like that is a bad thing, but if you can expand your services, your expertise to doing online courses or something like that, and serve a wider audience, you're ultimately going to have more impact on more people. I think as well, obviously, I'm doing video production. I think if you can have higher quality production, you're going to stand out among all the other people who are trying to do the same thing. So if you want to look professional, you want to come across as somebody who knows what they're talking about, then I think having good quality production is important, but it doesn't have to be complicated and it doesn't have to be expensive. And I think that is an illusion that we think, oh no, if it's going to be professional, it's going to cost huge amounts of money, it's going to be crazy expensive and time consuming. But it doesn't have to be. You can use probably what you have, your phone to record. You can probably just use natural light depending on the time of day you film. And you probably should invest in a microphone, because it's really important to have good quality audio. But that might be the only investment that you actually need to get going. And the rest of it is all just how to use what you already have.
Right. In your opinion, what is more important, the content or the quality of the video?
Definitely the content. So I think the important thing is make sure you validated your content first, that you have worked with some people, maybe done a beta launch, taken some people through your content. And then once you've validated that and you know it's going to sell and you know it's worth investing in the production quality, at that point, go ahead and do that, because that's what's going to elevate you in terms of being able to get the exposure that you want and have the impact that you want as well.
True. So as I understand, it's the content and then followed by the quality of the video. And like you said, most people have an impression that I need to, have a very expensive equipment to look professional, to sound professional. And as you mentioned, that's not really the requirement. Even a basic mobile phone can do the job, right?
Absolutely. My first course was done entirely on this mobile.
Awesome, awesome. But now, since you are into this business for quite some time now, what are the tools that you use currently?
Okay, so currently I am using a DSLR. I'm just using one of the lower end. It's the SL2, the Canon SL2. And I have, right now, I've upgraded my set a little bit. I use a teleprompter and then I have a monitor. So if I just actually pick this up, I'll just show you what I've got. Can you see this?
Okay.
So
Yeah. Oh, wow. See my phone is real nice.
So I put this monitor, it's basically a camera monitor, and I just stick that on the teleprompter, and that means I can talk directly to you and interact with you while I'm also looking at the lens, which is where my viewer, or the person who's watching this, is looking from. And it's really important to connect and be looking at the lens, because that's going to connect with your audience. But it's also helpful to be able to actually interact with you, because right now I'm talking to you. So this makes this whole concept and this whole setup really easy and feels more natural, rather than having to look at the lens and then you're off to the side somewhere and I've got to keep looking at the lens even though I want to be looking at you. So that this makes this setup much easier.
I struggle with that a lot. And having a teleprompter is definitely useful, especially when you are giving, in my case, if I'm giving a tech talk, then there's a lot of content I need to go through, and sometimes, especially for the people who are new, if they're not comfortable with the camera initially, they need something to read, to make sure they don't miss out on giving the important information.
Yeah, I think with that is also very important that you don't come across as robotic and like you're just reading, because you want to make sure that you're making that connection with your audience. So for some people, I think it's going to be helpful to have an outline to refer to, so you remember your main points. Maybe have, and this is what I do for my YouTube videos actually, or any videos I do. I often have scripted the intro because that's very important. You want to hook people in and you want to make sure that that is coming across really well and punchy. But the main content, I might just have bullet points. Okay, this is the topic I want to hit on. These are maybe a couple of things I want to make sure I, hit under those topics. But other than that, I'm just drifting because it's a topic I know. And by doing that, it means I can come across more naturally. But when it comes to, I need to get this bit perfect, then I definitely script it. And then I'm obviously quite practiced on actually reading scripts as well, so it doesn't look like I'm reading scripts. But that's definitely something that can be really helpful, especially if you're getting started as well.
True. So I see you're doing a lot of stuff, basically, not only educating people, but helping people become great content creators. What motivates you? What keeps you going?
I guess a couple of things. Obviously, on a personal level, I want to be able to have the time and financial freedom for myself and my family. I think that's probably given for most people in the entrepreneurial space. But also, I think I want more people to be able to achieve that result themselves. So by my doing what I'm doing in order to help other course creators to improve the quality of their brand, ultimately by improving their videos, making a better connection with their audience on camera, all of those kinds of things are going to help other people to achieve better results, not only for their business, for their lives, but also for the lives that they're impacting. And so there's a ripple effect, and I feel like that is an impact that I can have. It gives me a bigger purpose than just sitting at the desk here. Those two things, and obviously I have causes that I care about that I'd like to invest in and support, but those are the main things that would motivate me.
That's beautiful. And what would you like to do in the future, in the current field or any others? What are your plans?
Yeah, I think the main thing I want to do is, for right now, focus on expanding what I'm currently doing, because I feel like there's a lot of people that still don't know I exist, and obviously that means that I can't help them with my resources.
Sure.
So that is my focus right now, and I would like to be able to impact a lot of people. I don't necessarily have a number in mind, but I'd like to be able to help people in that way. And then if I can achieve that more time freedom, then I would like to make videos. I would like to make parable videos, basically, for church, and to be able to have an impact in that regard as well.
Awesome. Let's have some fun question. What do you spend most on? Clothes, perfumes, or jewelry?
I don't spend a whole lot on any of them, but actually, if it was any of them, probably clothes. But I definitely, I'm low end. As far as shopping goes, I'm low key.
Okay. All right. Could you please tell us about the tattoo that you have on your wrist? What message does it give?
Oh, this one. It's Jeremiah 29, verse 11, and there's a cross underneath. And it basically, the verse says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And in here, it's got a little semicolon rather than a colon. Normally, it would be a colon. Yeah. The semicolon represents depression and the idea of being suicidal, which has been a situation I've faced in the past. And I got this during a time when I was depressed, and this was something that would remind me that God has a plan for me, a hope and a future to look forward to, and that I am worth something, and that I shouldn't be, like, even though I feel so depressed and so discouraged and life just feels very dark, that there is a future and there's a hope.
Absolutely. And I think that many people in life have ups and downs, and it's when you share your story, you connect with those people, and together you really go strong. Like when somebody appreciates what you've been doing and kind of motivates you, you feel good about it, you feel positive. But yeah, the energy within, the positive energy within is also really important. So Yeah, that's really motivational. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So what do you do when you're not working?
Well, things I enjoy doing, I like low key stuff. So I like to read or watch movies, hang out with my 3-year-old son, that kind of thing. In the past, before I got sick, I used to do a lot of dancing, ballroom dancing, Latin dancing, all of those kind of things. I used to teach it as well. So I used to be very active in that regard and loved it. But that's not something I can actively do right now. So maybe I will be able to at some point.
Sure, sure. I used to teach guitar actually. I've done degree from Trinity College of London, although it was correspondence. I didn't actually go to that university. It was correspondence from India as well. But I taught guitar for about 4 years and I had over 50 students. So that was a great experience as well.
Wow, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So could you please share any of your upcoming work that people should look for, any videos or any events that you are doing?
Yeah, as far as events go, I'm actually a speaker in a summit, online course summit that's coming up. It's a free summit that you can join, and I'm just one of 35 speakers that you can take advantage of that content and really benefit from a lot of different experts in different areas. So I would recommend joining that. That is, it's next week, starts next week.
Awesome,
and
awesome.
then as far as my own personal content in terms of courses, I have courses that will help you feel more confident on camera and come across better in terms of camera presence, and also the actual production side of things as well. So you can learn how to use what you have in terms of the basic equipment, or if you want to upgrade and scale up to something that I've got right now, then you can learn how to do that as well.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that with us, and I'm sure our audience will look forward to that event. I will leave the link of the event in the description down below so you can check it out. And where can people find you online if they want to contact you?
I think YouTube channel would be a good place to find a lot of free content that you can learn and apply right away. And then also my Facebook group is where the community is, and that is online course creators using video.
That's beautiful. All right, Demelza, so please tell me what message you would like to give to the women of the world to inspire them.
I think one of my favorite quotes is that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And for this, I just think of the many entrepreneurs, the people who are trying to have an impact in other people's lives. They haven't often had a smooth journey. It's often had its ups and downs. If you look at any of these successful people who have huge success in business, a lot of them have bankruptcies in their past. They've had businesses that have failed. They've had a lot of ups and downs through the journey, yet we see what's successful. And I think it's important to remember that as we go on our journey, we're going to have those ups and downs as well, that things aren't going to work out as we hope, and is going to have its challenges as well as its encouragements. But just to persevere through all of that, because as the difference between those who succeed and those who fail gave up. They just didn't bother keeping to go. Those who succeed, they persevered through those challenges. And if you have a vision in mind of what you can do to impact other people, then hold on to that vision and just keep plugging away, even when the difficult times come, because those difficult times are actually a good opportunity to learn and to grow and to be able to have a bigger impact than you would if you didn't go through those experiences. So that would be my encouragement, is just to keep that in mind as you go through your journey, whatever that looks like, because if you persevere and keep going and hold on to that vision, that dream that you have, I'm pretty sure it's going to work out.
True, I absolutely agree to you, and that's a beautiful message, Demelza. And I also believe in consistency. Of course, there will be difficult roads, and most of the time it's not going to be easy for you. If it's worth it, it could be difficult. And if you just stay consistent, do that little thing every day, then eventually you will be able to achieve your goal. So, so that passion, that consistency is definitely required, and that's what will take you a long way.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Demelza, for coming on to our show, and keep inspiring people in the world, women in the world, and everybody else with all the beautiful work that you're doing. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.